Hey, this is Butch Patrick, that's right, a.k.a. also known as Eddie Munster, and you are listening or watching the Metal Hand of God podcast.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Any of you fucking pricks move! And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you!
All right. Of course, it's always about you, isn't it?
You think you could follow that act?
Hey guys, this is Eddie McClintock, and no, I'm not David Boreanaz, and you are listening to the Metal Hand of God podcast.
Don't worry if you don't make it out alive. We'll give you your money back. Guaranteed.
And welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and you know that fine gentleman as...
Which one, me?
Oh, whoever.
Little J. Matthew Robin, the spiciest little pickle in the jar.
And I'm the rum gentleman. A whole new world, isn't it?
It's just weird. It's very strange. Very, very, very strange. And today we have the man, Mr. Shaun Weiss, with us. How are you, my friend?
I'm so good. I'm so good out here in LA. It's a beautiful day out here.
Yeah, it's kind of early over there still, huh?
Yeah, you know, it's not dark yet. It's got another hour of daylight left.
Well, that's good, dude. Yeah, it's dark over here.
How long you been in LA?
I moved here in 1996.
Okay.
So I'm not good at math, but that long.
So you haven't been run off by earthquake, fire, any of that?
Surprisingly. Honestly, though, it's been the last 4 or 5 months that I've kind of made the decision to relocate and leave California to go to some easternly city, either Florida, where I have family, or go back to New Jersey. But
nice.
Yeah, for like the first time in a while, I just remember that song, "You've Lost That Lovin' Feeling."
Yes, I sing it to
Yeah.
That's it's kind of how I feel about LA right now. I'm sorry.
Well, it's transformed quite a bit from everyone we've talked to, from what it was at least years ago. It's changed so much, and
Why do you feel that way?
It's hard to keep up with that.
It's still, I love this city and it's the greatest place. It's just I've kind of aged out of it. You know what I mean? Like when you're young and you're in your early 20s and you're trying to be in the entertainment industry, I wouldn't recommend any other place for a person like that to be. But now it's just like I don't really need to be in LA to do what I want to do in life, and it's just so expensive here.
Oh,
so if you're not on a TV show, it's pointless.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. I hear everything is like so damn expensive now, like crazy expensive.
It is crazy, yeah.
Like we were talking to, I forget who we were talking to about the New York apartments. And I was talking to comic book artist Rodney Ramos about him living in New York, and he's like, "Dude, I live in a freaking 1-bedroom apartment, and it costs me like $1,500 a month." And I'm like, "Jesus Christ, dude! I live in a 3-bedroom house for $800 a month. What are you doing?"
Yeah, that's nuts. I rent a room in a house, and my rent is $2,000 a month.
Holy!
That's what I'm working with. But yeah, Manhattan is crazy. I just went back to Manhattan, and it was like it's wonderful there, though. It's like being on a different planet, you know, the energy there.
East Coast to West Coast is just night and day.
Totally, absolutely. But I was really surprised at all the new construction, like in the Chelsea area. I guess that's where I was. I mean, it's just Manhattan. There's a finite piece of land, but they're still putting up buildings like brand new construction. So
yeah, it's crazy. They instead of building out, they're building straight up. It's like all these, these big, huge buildings are going up. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like it really blew me away.
But dude, just a couple, like 1 or 2 lunches in New York is enough to make me want to move back there. Just the food alone.
Right?
Travel for food. Just travel, and if it appeals to your stomach, you're going to be fine. That's
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Yeah, see, I'm from New Orleans area.
Yeah.
Rum is from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then old Matt's from Mississippi. So it's like we're all from all over different places,
But
you know.
if you
Well,
want good food, New Orleans is the place to go for sure. New Orleans.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear. I have never been over there, so that's on my bucket list, man.
Well, I tell you what, dude, if I can make it happen with these damn conventions that I'm booking you on, I'm going to get you to the New Orleans show.
Dude, book me on the New Orleans show. Like, make that happen.
I will, dude. I'm gonna get you on it. Trust me, man. Trust me. I'm working on it.
Get some beads, man. I'm gonna have my beads ready.
We'll show our tits
Ready?
You
together
know how you
on
get
the
the
street.
beads. That's
It'll
the
be fun.
problem.
Yeah, it's how you get them. There you
I'm
go.
not trying to get them. I'm trying to give them.
Oh, all right. I got you.
It can be
Well,
both
I gotta
things.
ask you from. So you were originally from Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay, so when was that time when you were younger, when you went from Jersey to California? How did that transpire?
Well,
And-
I was 16 or 17, and I booked a pilot, which everyone knows now is the first episode of a TV show. So I booked a job out in Los Angeles, and I traveled out there to do the pilot. And while I was out there doing the pilot, my mother packed up our house and stole it.
She stole your house?
Sold it.
Oh,
And-
sold it.
Yeah, sold it. She packed everything up and sold everything. I had stuff. I had like Ducks jerseys and stuff, and she sold everything and showed up in LA like a couple weeks after my father and I had left, and she was like, "Hey, we live in LA now." So it was kind of a surprise when it happened. I didn't move here intentionally. But so I got here to work on a show, and then that show never went. It got like canceled very early on. So I was out in LA, and I started like booking work out here very early. So I just fell into work here.
Yeah, that's good.
So wait, was that one like your first role, that the pilot thing, or was that after the Mighty Ducks? You said you had jerseys.
Yeah, no, I had been working in the entertainment industry since I was 6 or 5.
Yeah.
So I've been doing TV. The Mighty Ducks was really my first, big movie. But what was your question? I said I had jerseys.
Yeah,
What
you
did I
said
say?
You said you had Ducks jerseys.
And when your mom sold all the house or whatever, you said I had Ducks jerseys.
Oh, right. Yeah, I had not only Ducks jerseys, but like other hockey jerseys. I had a good collection of stuff by that point. And literally without like giving me a chance to pack up my room and stuff, she just like sold all that stuff. I think what she was looking for was a little disposable cash to take to the casino, might have been what was going on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe so. Maybe.
Yeah. So somewhere out there's like a collection of some pretty sweet ass hockey jerseys. Out of those times. Yeah.
Find this man's hockey jerseys. If you're out there, let us know where these fucking.
I bumped into one of them on eBay one time.
Really?
And I made the guy an offer, and he's like, "No, that's way too low." And I'm like, "No, but I'm the guy. I'm Goldberg." And he's like, "No, that's definitely way too low." I never told him that.
You're like, no, that's mine. No, really, it is mine. It's like, no.
He's like, "Oh, then you really want it." Okay.
Well, let's do double.
Exactly. So that was another situation like that. Just recently, I was able to buy my own domain name, ShaunWeiss.com. Some dude had been trying to sell it to me for 20 years for like $10,000. So I played the waiting game, guys.
Paid off. Paid off.
He must have had that domain since probably 1992.
Wow.
And I waited him out. It only took 30 years.
Yeah, but you got it. That's all it matters.
Now you are you, and it's official.
That's
Oh.
right. Yeah.
See, kids, persistence pays off.
Yeah. In the end, you know, everything comes to light. You're not gonna hijack somebody's domain name forever.
Yeah.
Yes, that I remember when that was happening, when like people were just buying up celebrities, just anybody's names and everything for like, you know, they would pay like $20 a month for these names, and then now everybody once the big movie hits or whatever, everybody wants to buy their name and get their own, you know, .com or whatever, and they have to pay these guys whatever they want. They're like pirates.
So it was a big thing in the late 90s. There's many a millionaire made by just selling a domain to the corporation that wanted it. You know, like people would buy up Nike.com and shit like that. Nike.com. But yeah, there was I knew personally in my life several guys that had made millions of dollars just on reselling domain names.
Julia Roberts was a big one.
Not on me, you're not.
Yeah. Julia Roberts was a big one because she'd gotten famous, but she's obviously not an internet savvy woman. So by the time it came around to where she wanted to get her own website, Julia Roberts was already taken by somebody who was not Julia Roberts. It was just
not Julia Roberts.
Yeah, and he sold it to her for like thousands upon millions of dollars or whatever it might be.
Oh wow, what a sucker Julia was. No, I'm just kidding. You could have very easily just went with like prettywoman.com or like the real Julia. Oh wait, is that Julia Roberts?
Yeah, that was Julia Roberts.
Yeah, Pretty Woman. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had it right.
I love me some Julia Roberts, and you know who else I really have a long-lasting crush on is Sandra Bullock, and she just keeps getting better and better, dude. Like, love me some Sandra Bullock.
My wife is obsessed with Sandra Bullock. She thinks she's like the new Marilyn Monroe or Audrey Hepburn.
Sure.
Yeah, I like a lot of her films, man. I do. I really do. I like a lot of her films. A lot of them make me like. I like when she's funny. You know, when she does the silly movies, those make me laugh, man. It's great.
Last one she just did with Channing Tatum.
That was
that was.
Great. Oh yeah, that was good.
She's great in that.
Yeah,
that was good. I forgot what the name of it is, but that was a really good one.
Yeah, the name wasn't important.
No.
And yeah, she really is one of the funniest comedic actresses. Really, I mean, she's hilarious when she's in those parts.
And she kept very old school in the way she does the comedy delivery, because I think she didn't start off in comedy.
No.
So it's one of those type of things. It comes across in that same, for me anyway. When I was a kid, I used to watch the reruns of a TV show called Taxi. I don't know if you remember Taxi.
Sure, yeah.
And it's that sort of comedic line delivery that she has. And I think that really kind of sells it for her as like that girl next door, that hometown type of fun.
Yeah.
You know, I like.
Yeah, no, it's interesting the reference that you make to kind of like that classic kind of like 70s sitcom style humor, which is really just sort of a gritty, raw, you know,
as a matter of fact,
very irreverent.
Yeah. The Taxi was like the birth of so many careers, man. If you look at all
Andy Kaufman,
so
many more.
I mean, the cast.
His performance is still hysterical.
Oh yes,
when you watch it all these years later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Tony Danza was up there.
Yep.
Judd Hirsch.
Yep.
Yeah.
That show was insane.
Absolutely amazing. It was comedy classic then. It still translates today when you watch it because
yeah, I agree.
Episodes are just that good. You know, I mean, if you were to bring back a show that you could be in that isn't on the air anymore, what show would it be?
Night Wolf.
I mean, if we're really just playing fantasy here, I would have loved to have been Michael Knight in Knight Rider.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I would have loved to have been one of the team members on the A-Team.
Oh yeah, that would be fucking great.
Oh man,
that's two incredible TV shows right there, man.
They're both iconic shows. See, but I would end up in freaking. I would get my the Knight Rider gig. I'd be like, oh, this is great, and then they tell me it's Knight Rider 2000. I'd be
Hey Matt, can you turn up just a tad on your microphone?
Oh shoot, I'm so sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're kind of a little low, man.
Turn it up.
And the movie, the show I was thinking of was Airwolf.
Yeah, Airwolf was
Airwolf,
great.
yeah.
Airwolf.
No, not Nightwolf. I said Nightwolf. Nightwolf is a Mortal Kombat character.
Jan Michael Vincent, was that the guy's name? Or
Yes.
Yes.
And he
I forget what was it. They would just like solve social issues with like a
They have a big ass helicopter, an Apache or some shit.
right.
It came out of a mountain.
Yeah, it did. It came out. It's basically like live action. Remember that that toy line Mask?
Yeah.
The little bitty characters from the 80s.
No, I don't.
This was one of the characters from Mask. They're like little bitty guys. They wore like helmets and stuff. Well, they had Airwolf reminds me of like a live action Mask because they have like this mountain that opens up and a helicopter flies out of it and shit.
I just think that they got the property on Zillow for a steal, and it was probably like some evil dude's hideout.
Yeah. It reminds me of there was an old cartoon called like Thunderbolts or something, or it wasn't a cartoon, it was like a puppet
the puppets
show
yeah Thunderbolts.
That's what it reminds me of.
It was Thunderbolts were basically what the South Park guys did Team America after. Was like that's what they did.
Interesting. You guys, the more you guys are mentioning stuff that I don't recognize at all, I'm starting to think that maybe I was robbed of my childhood or something like that. I don't understand. I never heard of any of these Thunderbolts.
Super busy.
Well, I mean,
guy, and
you were doing stuff that we weren't doing. That's true. We were sitting around watching TV, dude. You were acting.
I'll give you that. Now I remember there was some kind of Voltron character.
Oh, you mean Voltron?
Thundercat.
Yep, there were Thundercats where they had the 5 or 6 different lion characters. Yes.
Yeah, Thundercat.
There was one lion character. There was Lino. Then Pantero. He was a panther.
His name was not wait. His name was not Pantero.
It was Pantero. Wasn't
No, it was Panthro.
Panthro, that's it. You're right. And then there was the tiger.
Wait, it's Pantero. It's freaking Phil Anselmo coming up. Yeah, you better walk. That'd be hysterical.
Rob fucking Van Dam coming out to it.
Yeah, exactly. Panthro.
Yeah, that was.
But you were actually you were busy. You were acting on stuff. You were.
Yeah, I was right from a very young age. I was like doing commercials and stuff. I just want to follow up on my answer to your question. Because you got me thinking. I would like to resurrect and star in any show that the star of that show was subsequently allowed at the Playboy Mansion for 30 years after the run.
So what?
I think like shows like Beretta,
Quantum
Hunter.
Leap.
Oh,
yeah, Scott Bakula ran the fucking.
Bakula, he was the man for a while.
Hell
he was the Tom Brady of CBS television for a
Yes.
decade.
Yep.
And I was close friends actually. I had ended up having a great relationship with Dean Stockwell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I got some emotional connection to that show too.
That's
Dean
awesome.
Like turned into like an incredible mentor for me, and I wouldn't blame my alcoholism on him. He was the guy. I used to see him leaving. We were doing the Tony Danza show.
Okay.
I used to see him leaving for work. He would get in his Cadillac and he would crack a tall boy of Guinness for the ride home. And so
Wow.
I started thinking, hey, maybe I'll get a tall boy of Guinness and a cigar for my ride home. And so my ride from the studio to where I live in traffic every day was almost a 2-hour drive.
Ugh.
There and back. And I used to bitch at my agent. How the hell am I supposed to enjoy this $50,000 a week when I'm stuck in traffic all day? I used to say things like that. And,
Oh my God.
And so from the time I would leave the sound stage, I would start drinking beers, and I'd be drinking them in the entire 2 hours. So
Woo. Yeah.
by the time I got home, I was, I had a pretty good buzz on.
Yeah.
So I started that because I saw Dean do that. So
I blame Wayne for my alcoholism as well. So
Don't blame me for your alcoholism.
fully.
Ugh.
Hey, wait, I've got a quick game we can play.
What's the game? Oh, Jesus.
So I would like to ask you about some of the smaller roles you've had, and just give us like a little tidbit about each one. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me go back to find your little thing. The first one.
Way to be prepared, Matt.
No, I'm ready. But the first one would be, it says that one of your first roles was in the Pee Wee Herman Playhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what can you tell us about that experience? Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse.
I can tell it was Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, careful now.
Okay.
It was not Pee Wee Herman's Play With.
It was Pee Wee.
That was a different show.
That was a whole different. That was different company.
He did that on his own.
That happened later. We don't talk about that.
All right, Pee Wee's Playhouse. I can't even say it.
What I can tell you was that whole job just effed with my mind because I was 7 or 8 and I had gone to see Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Nice.
And was blown away by that movie, fell in love with that guy. You know, it was just like a mystical thing to see when you're a child. Sure. And then maybe 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in a room with him and he's wearing his gray suit talking about mind fuck.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's like it gave me a very odd construct of how reality was, you know?
Right.
So it was that, but that was amazing because it was for a kid. It was like being in his playhouse literally was like getting transported into a wonderland, and they did everything they could to just make the show like a daycare for kids.
That's so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Pee Wee and I, Paul Rubens, share the same birthday.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's cool.
Yeah. So every single year since we did that show, he has contacted me, sent me a card.
Dude, that's so cool.
That's
a really cool. It gives me more respect for him, man. That's really, really cool.
Dude,
I mean, I've always
a sweet, loving guy.
I've always loved his stuff, even when he was doing stuff with like Cheech and Chong and doing all that stuff like that. It was fantastic. It was great. I loved his HBO special that he did before Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse became an actual like Saturday morning thing.
Yeah,
he did an HBO special.
Yeah,
where that's the one you were on.
No.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided to. I don't know who saw that HBO show and was like, "This guy needs to have a children's show."
Right, because it was not child friendly. It was really good though, but it was really
fantastic.
Fun.
So yeah, they took that character and gave him a Saturday morning show. I don't know who drew that line, but
it was brilliant. It was a smart idea, and it was
it worked for the time. I don't know if that show would fly today.
I don't know. Today is the wonderful thing about this time now is that there's an audience for everything. I feel like if you're able to put anything out, you can find your audience. So I'm sure that show would have gone over smashingly today.
I think it would, but it would be harder to do, I believe, because of the woke generation that we live in.
Definitely, yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
Definitely.
I hate to say that term, but you know what I mean. It's the woke generations, for lack of words.
And was that your first job?
That wasn't my first, but it was close to. I had just been working a few years, and I was kind of getting a name for myself in the New York area as like a kid that they would hire, and so I think I was my manager got me a full page ad in the Hollywood Reporter yearly edition, and supposedly that's what Paul saw and requested that I come in for an audition.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's crazy how things work like that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, the second one I would like to ask about is Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge. Yeah, I have. It's crazy the way the mind works. Like I don't remember stuff I did last week.
Yeah, I do.
Close my eyes and remember that doing Charles in Charge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll tell you the takeaway from that was, I was a young guy. I wasn't anywhere near the hormonal range yet in terms of age or development. But after the taping, Nicole Eggert.
Oh yeah, that's. Oof.
gave me a very breathy, airy, lippy kiss right here, right on this region.
Right.
And
See the
it
tattoo
sent
lips there.
me, it screwed me up emotionally. I'm just telling you, it sent me into a, that's all I could focus on.
Right? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I understand that.
That's all I'm going to be
years.
focusing on later tonight when I'm with my wife. I just need you to. That's going to be me.
For years, that's all I could focus on, and it was only replaced by the kiss I got later on at the Mighty Ducks 1 premiere when Elizabeth Shue put a very similar kiss on me in a very similar spot. So
You are a lucky man. Lucky man.
Very nice.
Spot that you go right here.
Yeah, you should have did like this.
Right.
One, you get one on both sides, you know. Like,
This isn't my right here.
I got to do a short interview with Willie Ames about, oh man, what was it, about 4 or 5 years ago at Texas Frightmare. He was such a cool dude, man. He let me come sit. I went and sat at his table and stuff. We even talked a little Bible man out of him and stuff.
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah.
Willie Ames was Bible man.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing
superhero.
for an actor to commit to. That's cool that he did it.
What is Bible man? What is that?
You know,
Willie Ames was cast as Bible man. It was
I think it might have been a Southern thing.
It was a religious superhero.
Oh,
And yeah, it was very strange.
Very strange.
It was only on like these Christian channels, and you could, like, if you went to like these Christian bookstores and stuff, you could buy like Bible Man merch. Like there was an action figure of Bible Man. There was yeah.
Willie Ames was the Bible guy, huh?
Yeah, he was Bible Man.
It was
this Bible
huge.
guy, like, was he a superhero in terms of like saving souls, or was he breaking up muggings, or what was he doing?
No, he would come down and give good advice.
Yeah.
That's what it's super.
Just like at a time of need when you're
He was like the end. His whole episode was like the end of G.I. Joe, where they went, now kids, you know what not to do. Don't huff gas. You know, that kind of stuff.
It would literally be like a black guy was about to shoot some kids up. He'd fly in front of them, and it would like bing, bing, bing off of them. And then he'd be like, you know that the Bible says God in his worst times, blah, blah, blah. You know, he'd repeat the Bible to him. It was
wow, that's crazy.
It was bizarre for sure.
Wasn't there a rabbi superhero too? There was a movie.
Rabbi superhero.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
that was a comedy. That was a comedy.
Hysterical.
You can't trust those.
That was with. Oh
What
my
was it
God. He was in Heavyweights with you.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't in Heavyweights, but he was
He
in
wasn't?
Freaks and Geeks, and he was in
Yeah.
No.
What was the
that movie was
I can't-
hysterical, dude.
Gosh, that's
That was good. That was good.
No, wait, none of you have a thing where you can Google that real quick?
Well, that's what I'm trying to do right now. But it's gonna be kind of hard to like. Well, I'm gonna Google Rabbi superhero.
The movie.
Rabbi movie Comedy Central. It'll come up.
Yeah, Comedy Central. That's a good one because it was one of their specific movies. While he Googles that, I wanted to ask about one more movie. One more show. The final show I wanted to ask you about. Boy Meets World. I had a huge thing for Topanga. So tell me that she got the middle spot.
She got the middle kiss, right?
Unfortunately, guys, I'd love to report that, but no, I didn't get any kisses from her. But one time, I'll tell you what did happen. Kind of an embarrassing story. Actually, I don't really know the logistics of it. I do know it was totally on accident. I had no intentions of doing this, but I did end up popping in on her in a dressing room while she was changing and didn't have much on.
Wow. Well, you just made my day.
Yes. And the memory has still remained to this day.
I remember I got there and like I opened up the curtain and I was like, instead of just shutting the curtain, I was like, oh man, I'm sorry. And I could have just closed the curtain and left, but I was like, and she was like, can you please stop? It was a moment like that.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
there was
sure
there was that half of a second where you wanted her to be like, oh, it's okay. And so you got to wait that second.
Yeah. Right. You got to see what the reaction's going to be. You know, she was terrified.
Oh,
but it was innocent. Very innocent.
I have not found the name of that show, but I do remember it. Hebrew Hammer.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I couldn't find it on the Google, but I did remember the name, the Hebrew Hammer.
Oh, you just pulled that out off your memory?
Yeah. Because I was looking up and I saw the name Hebrew and I was like, boom, that was it, Hebrew Hammer.
All right, okay.
And
Phil, you're saying Google 0, you won. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What's his name from Dodgeball in that too? In Hebrew Hammer?
Vince Vaughn?
No, not Vince Vaughn.
Alan Tudyk.
No, not Alan Tudyk.
Justin Long.
Oh God, you gonna keep naming names so I can't remember, motherfucker?
Yep.
Naming everybody in that movie.
The guy who was the lead of the Cobras.
That guy, yes. That's the one I can't remember.
I can't remember it either right now.
And he's fuck.
But the star of that movie, what's the star of that movie?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, yeah.
The star of Hebrew Hammer?
Oh,
No.
That's who I thought was. That's what I was thinking of. Now I can Google the name.
It's David Schwimmer.
No, it's not. He looks exactly like David Schwimmer, though. And I've never thought about that until you just said it. It looks so much like David Schwimmer, but the guy wasn't. He didn't.
He wasn't that tall.
Oh,
I can't believe I'm blanking on
He
his
was
name.
called a ball peen hammer.
Very talented.
Adam Goldberg.
At any rate, point is that guy reached out to me and sent me a message a little while back with some very nice words of encouragement.
Oh yeah.
What was his name? Oh my God.
Adam Goldberg.
Yeah, Adam Goldberg. Right.
That's what I just said.
Oh,
I said
sorry.
Adam, yeah.
That was
Adam
Wayne's.
Goldberg.
I'm sorry. Wayne said it and you didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good. So he reached out to you when you were in one of your times of need type deals?
Yeah, he left a comment somewhere. I mean, he just sent me a small message. He sent me a message by leaving a comment on a post, but he still reached out. And it was it's very encouraging to get, supportive messages from people that you admire. So it was
Hell yeah. That's great.
No, as Wayne, he had mentioned you two were talking about getting on the con circuit and stuff. I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been doing it for less than a little over a year, and I love it. I get to get out and meet fans, and it's always uplifting. It's always nice to meet people that are supportive and stuff. So, and I get to travel, so it's a win-win.
Yeah, dude. It's always good to keep busy too. Like always doing something, go and do somewhere. You always see something new. Things like that. Like I'm gonna when you come to New Orleans and you can actually get some food and we can see some new stuff.
Hell yes,
I
dude.
want one of them beignets or beignet. What are they
Oh yeah,
called?
we could make that happen.
I hate that you mispronounced it. I promise
Oh,
you come and we'll take care of you, brother.
I won't pronounce it while I'm there. I promise. I'm just saying I'm hungry for dessert.
There you go.
Well, you're looking good. I have a feeling that you've got some. You're open to maybe some plans. You got anything maybe that you would like to jump into with anything coming up? Or
I've been focused like the last 5 or 6 months of my life on doing stand-up comedy, but
Hell yeah,
not in the easy way though. I've been doing like open mics.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what I do.
Yeah, so you know what it's like. It's a different ball game, but if you get good at it, it's like.
The only way to get good at it is to keep going and just getting your asshole ripped out every night. It really is. I've failed so many times. It's like I've had rooms where we did a room. Me and Wayne wasn't there. It was his buddy Adam back in the day, but it was at the Gnarly Barley Brewery. That's a hard word to say. That's not on me. But I killed. I destroyed that room. And then I've had rooms at the Marsh Room, which is what Wayne runs. And he sets up the shows there and everything. And I have eaten my asshole, like to the point where I just wanted to sit down and be like, you know what? Fuck it. Bring up the next guy. It's so bad. You just have to go through it though.
Can't predict the crowd.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like when you do open mics, it's kind of like swinging a baseball bat with those donuts on it,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, and it depends on where the mic's at too. Because like if you're at a venue, like you were doing them at Babylon, not the Marshroom. The Marshroom's the bigger one. Remember?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you were doing Babylon. But like the Babylon, it's a music venue, and people were there. You know, they have a built-in crowd where these guys are going to go sit down and drink. You know what I mean? Like
There
that's
was
what
an
they wanna do.
extensive amount of mohawks in the room when I was trying to tell
Right.
my dick and
So-
fart jokes.
So it's a little, you know, the vibe's a little off. It's a little different. We try to do different things with these venues to help them bring in a different crowd. And sometimes they come in and it works, and sometimes it don't. You know, I mean, it's like you said, it's a swing and a miss. But fuck it, if you don't keep trying at something, you'll never get good at it.
That's fact.
Sorry. I think we could set up a night where you come down, do stand-up comedy. I'll open for you, and we'll have my buddy Leon. Leon does stand-up comedy too.
Yep.
He can do the spot. It'll be awesome, man.
I would love that. You know what you got to make sure you do when you do these open mics is you got to make sure you got a good opener.
Yeah.
You know, you got to open with a good one, and then you get them to trust you right away. Because at those open mics, they make their decision about whether you're funny or not very
Right
quickly.
away. Mhm.
Yeah, and if they don't think you're funny, it takes 10 minutes to win them back, and you don't have 10 minutes.
A good
Yep.
trick. A good trick is you have to have the right MC.
Yeah.
And MC
That's helpful too. Yeah.
because they'll prop them. You know, they get them set up.
Yeah, they can amp that crowd up. You know, get them moving.
Get a move. It doesn't have to be like
sure.
like you're yelling at a carnival, but I mean, if your MC's got some jokes, maybe light jokes, you know, something just to get them like, okay, it's going to be funny here. The next guy comes in, it raises it up, and it can only usually go up.
From there, yeah.
So I mean,
Well, dude, I get on stage, and you know, the MC usually gives me an introduction so people know who I am. And I get up there, and within 30 seconds, I'm talking about do not do crystal meth because it'll have you doing robberies you don't remember. And I go, it's like,
Oh, yeah, I just drank whiskey, you motherfucker.
so it's not.
I almost died.
Yeah, like point after point, I talk about the craziest shit. People are like, "What the fuck?" Like, I see their reaction, and so it's just there's incredibly. I feel like I'm cheating now because I have all these stories to tell, and I go up there, and people are already just very supportive to begin with.
Yeah.
So when I start dropping fire, it's just very easy, you know.
No, that's cool. Look,
awesome.
All right, look, we're gonna say this right here, okay? So yeah, that's right. The Comic-Con on that's here in New Orleans
August
is a Saturday and a Sunday, okay? So what we could do is maybe get you in. I'll see if they'll allow me to get you in on the Friday, and we can put a show together at the venue that I book for you, and we'll get some comedy stuff up to do an open kind of thing there.
That sounds fantastic. I wish I didn't have to wait all the way till August, but it's nice to plan. It's nice to plan.
Well, I'm just trying to, let's do it. Like, I think that'd be great, dude. We can nail it out. And
love that way.
Well, let's guarantee that one, and we will. Me and Wayne, Wayne, he does all the work. We'll start figuring out something to see if we can get you in earlier and see what
Awesome,
you know you can do.
That'd be great. I'd love to come.
I need to get back on stage too. So if I'm being honest, it's been a while.
Oh man, yeah. We'll share a bill. That'd be nice.
Hell yeah, I'm down.
I think you've had an amazing roller coaster of a life, and you're kicking ass, and you're still taking names.
Proud of you, dude. I mean, dude, you've come a long way from those mug shots to now. It's amazing, dude. You know,
it's been an amazing journey. And when I look back, I don't know if you believe me or not, but I wouldn't change anything.
No, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to change anything because I've said this to Wayne before and a couple other people, but I mean, this is my philosophy. I said I always believe that from day one, you're not living a life, you're writing your book.
Yeah.
And every day you're writing another page, another paragraph, whatever. But as you go on, those pages become chapters. And by the time it's all said and done, hopefully you have an amazing ending. and you can share that story with somebody along the way.
Yep.
And that's the only reason we're here, really, to share knowledge, to do our little bit, for humanity, whatever that may be. And, just try to keep positive and show positivity to other people that may have been in a similar situation as you along the way.
Beautiful. Those are beautiful words. I wonder wherever you're sitting looks like the dopest lounge ever. Is that a backdrop or what's going on? Are you at the Sky? Is that like
me and Wayne are in nerd houses, and you're in a goddamn.
And he's got the bar behind him.
Yeah, I swear it's the bar from The Shining, isn't it?
It looks like it. It does look like it.
It looks like the Delta Sky Lounge. I've seen it. It looks just like that.
Thank you. It's a little something I threw together.
Yeah. That's his. He's just. Yeah.
Killed it.
So let's get into a few things. Do you have any I mean, I know you were a kid back then, but any stories about the movie Heavyweights?
Any stories?
I mean, I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Ben Stiller is who we were thinking of.
That's who it was.
Oh, that's who you were thinking of?
Yeah. I couldn't fucking think of Ben Stiller's name to save my life.
I didn't want to sound stupid by saying Ben Stiller.
No, I couldn't think of his fucking name, man.
Oh, okay. Oh, I get it. When you were saying, that movie. Yeah. No, I didn't know you were talking about Ben Stiller.
Because I think Ben was in Hebrew Hammer. I think, but not like a like a bit part kind of thing,
I thought he might have
been.
I have heard, and I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, and you're not saying this, unless you want to say it. I've heard he's a tit. I've heard he's a bad person to deal with.
Not in my experience. I mean, I guess if you owe him money, that could be different,
right? Yeah.
How do we know? No, but look at most celebrities, to get to be a movie star, you have to have a lot of people want to work with you and want to be in business with you.
Yeah.
So most of these guys are incredibly enigmatic and very charismatic and lovable, affable. There are stories, when these guys wig out on people, but look at Christian Bale yelling at a grip for messing up his take.
Yeah.
I mean, those are, very isolated
right.
situations.
It's probably 1 in a million that happens, and just so happened the guy's somebody's recording it.
Everybody has
guys, we can all be a dick if we're screwed with at the right time in the right way.
Yeah.
Right?
I've never ever been a dick. Damn it, Justin.
That is not true. Both of you guys are dicks. Period.
Oh shit.
But Ben Stiller was maybe the most human, but definitely the most intense actor I've ever worked with. It was very intense playing opposite him, and it was always a challenge to not laugh when he was doing his thing.
Yeah, I can imagine that, dude, because just watching that movie and the shit that he says and shit that he does, I can imagine what the other takes were. You know what I'm saying? When he do the shit that he didn't say, wasn't put in the movie.
I will let you know that while we were there, I don't know what comes across on screen, but there was a palpable feeling that Ben Stiller will trade any of our lives for the success of this fat camp.
That's pretty much what it was.
I loved that.
I felt like that. I know that. I was like, listen, he's funny and everything, but don't fuck with this guy.
Hey, wait 1 second, real quick. We want to take half of a moment to pitch to not one of our sponsors, but
our network.
Thank you.
All right, guys, here we go. Here's our network. The Dorkening.
Do you have a hankering for horror knowledge?
We have such sights to show you.
Do you require raging retro reviews? Do you desire discussions with devastatingly dashing dorks? The Dorkening Podcast Network has nearly 30 shows to satisfy all of your nerdy, geeky, and dorky needs, from horror reviews and celebrity interviews.
Hi, I'm Adam Green, the director of the Hatchet films and the star of Holliston.
Hi, this is Dominic Pace, who played the bounty hunter Gecko from The Mandalorian.
Hi, I'm Mike Price. I'm a writer on The Simpsons. I co-created F is for Family.
Hi, guys. This is Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo.
Hi, my name is Kurando Mitsutake, director of Gun Woman and Karate Kill.
Hi, this is Samantha Newark, the voice of Jem and Jerrica from the original Jem and the Holograms cartoon series.
As well as nostalgic trips into the past, pop culture, the latest in entertainment news, and so much more, featuring a variety of shows and hosts that will simultaneously enrage, enlighten, and entertain you. Check out the Dorkening Podcast Network.
My mom says I'm cool.
Available on iTunes, Spotify, thedorkening.com, and wherever fine podcasts can be found.
Yeah, there we go. That was our commercial for the Dorkening. Go check them out. That is our network. They were gracious enough to let us, defile their airwaves. Where that's how I look at it. We are the pollution of the Dorkening. Thank you very much, guys.
Right. We're definitely the pollution.
Yeah, we are. But yeah, man, I did you get or have you watched the Duck series that's on
I just watched it for the first time like a couple weeks ago.
Did you like it?
Oh. I did. I got chills just seeing all the duck stuff,
Yeah.
Seeing how it had come all these years. I feel like they could definitely use a little Goldberg on there.
Hell yeah.
I have to agree with you. I was really shocked that you weren't on it, to be honest with you.
Well,
And
that's just the timing thing. But
right, yeah.
But
that would be
sometime at some point, right?
Yeah, they need you.
That would be a great addition to that, because that would be like that holy shit, reintroducing moment. That would be very, very
Yeah, I mean, I think the fans would have a lot of fun with it, and the director and writer would have a lot of fun with it. I would love it. I mean, I would love to be on that show. So we'll make it happen, hopefully.
There was a whole the fan system for that movie from the time it came out is crazy.
Yeah.
It isn't that, and I didn't actually realize it was a real hockey team. I wasn't a hockey guy.
Yeah, at first, me either.
Nobody from the South was a hockey guy. I'm from Mississippi. I didn't even hear of hockey until Mighty Ducks. I swear to you.
I should have known about it but the only hockey team I knew was from my hometown area, which was the Penguins.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Which is
yeah.
Goldberg. So
they lose, right?
A different bird.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
in the early 90s, the Penguins were fire.
Yes, they were. They were big.
Auger, Lemieux, that whole squad. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. They had a lot of names on their jerseys.
French names, Canadian.
Yeah, on their jerseys.
Yeah, I wasn't never a hockey fan, and when I got the movie, I kind of fell in love with the game. And,
that's cool.
Yeah, when the Ducks came out, it was great because I had a hockey team to root for because I never had a team, so I was a huge Ducks fan and am still today.
That's awesome. Was that you guys actually skating? I have to know.
Most of the time.
That's
unless
cool.
Unless you can't see anybody's face and it looks like it's obviously like, why aren't they showing that person's face?
Yeah.
And it's usually us.
Yeah.
We almost died. Josh Jackson and I almost killed Josh.
Shit.
The scene where we head down a hill. I think it was in D3.
Okay.
Go down a hill.
Yeah.
There's like some 18-wheelers that we narrowly avoid.
Yes. Yeah, that right there.
That was an actual hill. It's probably the steepest hill I've ever seen in my effing life. The morning we got there and I looked up at this hill, I was like, you're kidding, right? It's just like the giant, it's just this giant, I mean, if you saw it in person, it looks like an amusement park ride or something, the slope of this road. And so the very first time we did a take, we got like towards the bottom and we must have been doing 50, 60 miles an hour.
Whoa.
And I just started tugging on Josh in like a way that was too violent, and I ended up
dragging him down
to the ground. Yeah, and we traveled the last 100 yards or so on my ass.
Whoa. Just sliding down, huh?
Eat my shit, Dawson's Creek. Wasn't he in Dawson's Creek?
yeah, he was in Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
I had major. I looked like I did in a motorcycle accident. I had a huge, rash down my whole leg.
I've had the ice rash before. It's not pleasant.
Yeah, we had that, and so we almost died literally. And then we got up, and they wanted us to do it again.
What?
Yeah.
You were like, I don't think so.
It didn't look real. We need another take.
Yeah, we try that again, please.
Wasn't Keenan in that?
Can I see some more paint on your
my
face?
mom came in.
Wasn't Keenan from Keenan and Kel in that one?
In which one?
In the third one.
D3?
Yeah, he was in 2 and 3.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah.
I remember he was so aggressive in that movie.
You have the movies behind you, and you don't even know?
It's a VHS. It's a VHS, and I don't know if you know how hard it is to find a VCR anymore. I just collect tapes.
He's like 10 seconds away from calling me Knuckle Puck.
Right?
Yeah, well, it was Knuckle Puck. He would hit it at the edge, and it would plop up, and he'd swing and hit it. That's
yes.
Sometimes on Cameo, sometimes I'll get a cameo, and they'll give you instructions for like what they want you to say.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, do your knuckle puck. And I'm like, that's not me. You really paid me. So
hey, that's a good thing for you to plug your cameo, because I'm sure many people want that.
Yeah,
dude, Cameo is awesome. Have you guys messed with Cameo at all?
No, not yet.
I've looked it up a million times. Haven't used it yet, but I've looked it up like so many times because my wife is she's a fangirl of a lot of different things, like the little rappers and stuff that are on there, and I've always wanted to do that. So
okay,
I was a fan of
those little rappers.
What's that?
Cameo is amazing because you get like to connect with people in a very cool way. And I get very funny cameo requests from people. I got a cameo request last week. It's like, hey, Goldberg, can you give my brother a pep talk? He's about to get his tubes tied. I will definitely give him a pep talk.
That's
not
awesome.
a problem. Not a problem.
That is really cool.
Fucking great. Dude, we were talking about the TV show, like the TV show. We had a recent guest, Eddie McClintock. I'm not even familiar with him. He's from Warehouse 13, and he's been in Shooter. He's been in a lot of stuff. But he was actually cast to be in the TV show, but when
Emilio Mighty Ducks TV show.
Yes, when Emilio Estevez decided that he was no longer going to be a part of it, they wrote him out of the script. So yeah, he was like, well, I was going to be in Mighty Ducks, but not no more.
So he had a character that was involved in Bombay's storyline.
Correct. Yeah. But
that stinks. I mean, he's probably on to bigger and better things, but it always stinks to have like a gig.
It just sucks, you got a roll dangled in front of you, and then all of a sudden it's like, out of here.
Has that ever?
I just watched Shooter. If you're talking about the Netflix series with Netflix series, it was awesome.
That's Eddie right there.
This is Eddie right there on the.
You got to talk, Matt.
Yeah, so sorry. I forget every time. Every single time I forget.
Oh yeah. That guy's terrific.
Yeah, he's great.
I thought the Shooter was terrific.
Me too.
I thought it was a very sort of early version of that show Terminal that was just on Amazon.
Terminal. Oh my God, Terminal was fucking amazing. Chris Pratt did so good, and it was so interesting because half of the time you think he's the bad guy, and it's just crazy.
I thought it was so good. Great. But it was a similar kind of storyline about how, a guy that's a government op is getting turned on by his own government. You don't know why, really.
Yeah, Shooter 100%. Was fantastic. Shooter was a fantastic show. I really liked that.
Ryan Felipe. Yeah, Ron Phillippe is fucking tops.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better over the years, huh?
Yeah. It's a good way
I didn't
to
mean
put
it
it.
like that, but
No, that's a good way to put it. I got you.
You know, actors get better because it's like anything. The more you do something, the better you get.
100%.
As they make movies, they get better and better.
You get a little life behind you, you can do anything, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
1,000 hours it takes.
Yeah.
10,000.
10,000 hours.
Jeez, that's too many hours. I'll just be bad at it.
I really do believe it.
10,000 hours. I just need a nap. Just think about it.
Yeah. How many breaks do I get between 1 hour and 10,000?
Get a Union 15 every day. That's it.
That's it. That's all you get. That's all you get. Well, man, Shaun, it was great having you on the show. I want you to sit here and tell these people where they can get your, any of your stuff or any of your cameos or wherever they can see you or all that good stuff.
Best thing to do is to find me on Instagram. It's just my name.
Okay.
And my Cameo link is right there on my bio. And you can, I literally keep everyone up to date with like my gigs and appearances that I'm having. So that's the best way to stay connected with me. And, I'm a guy, I talk to my fans a lot. So people DM me and I talk to people. So it's a good way to just keep in touch with me in general.
Yes,
especially if you buy one of my jerseys or something like that, then I definitely keep in touch with you.
Let's do it.
Hey, you see, look, that's how I met him. I, just messaged him on Instagram, say, hey, man, how's it going?
There you go. I mean, listen, sometimes they messages get backlogged and it sometimes takes a little time, but I try not to have anyone feeling ignored. But I got to tell you, I get some pretty weird ones reach out, so it's not always nice guys like you, Wayne.
Right. You never know what you're gonna get, man.
Exactly right.
Speaking of which, we had one of our friends is a comic book artist. His name's Ted Wally, and he told me this story years ago, and I'll never forget this. Is you were talking about weird things that people ask him. Well, when they're at conventions, people ask him to do like commission work. And he said this lady walked up to him and said, "I really love your work." And he said, "Thank you." And she says, "I need you to do me a commission." He says, "Okay, what would you like?" She said, "I want the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. The one from the TV show."
Oh,
okay. But I want the Ron Perlman one. Yeah. She says, "But I want him naked, staring at himself in the mirror." and he said, "No." He said, I never really tell anybody no on commissions, but that one had to be a no.
That's hilarious.
Now that's intriguing because is he staring at himself in the mirror like in a disappointed kind of way, or is he kind of admiring his own
No, Beast is hung. Ron Perlman's at his knees. You know that. He's hung down to his knees.
But you have to understand, Beauty and the Beast, that whole thing, it took place. It was very cold.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
That's a good point too. Very cold in France.
So true.
But I still think that beast cock had to be fucking over the top.
Yeah, but cold beast cock. Remember what he's saying here,
Yeah.
You shrink 14 inches. It's still at 9 at least.
Yeah, right.
You go from a ring bologna to a summer sausage.
Exactly. Oh, fuck. On that note.
Yeah, that's a good marker to end on.
Yeah. All right, Shaun, thank you again, dude, for joining us on this show, man. We had a blast. It was really cool to actually talk to you, dude.
It was fun, guys. I had fun too.
Instead of bouncing back and forth on Instagram, this was much cooler. But anyway, guys, I was your host, Wayne.
I'm J. Matthew Robin the 13th, the king of swing.
I'm just the rum guy.
And that's Shaun Weiss. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to always keep it metal.
God, you do so good at that. It makes my wiener hard every time.
Oh, stop it.
Are you talking with such sweet sorrow?
Go ahead and run. Run home and cry to mama. Okay then. That's it. Get the fuck out.
Are you a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books? Then Epic Tales from the Sewers is a podcast for you. We cover the comic books, video games, movies, cartoons, and anything else turtle related. We talk about the toys, we talk about the cereal, we talk about all the fun things about turtles that we love so much. So give a listen. You can find us on iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Check out Epic Tales from the Sewers, part of the Epic Airways Podcast Network. Give a listen, dudes. Cowabunga is this podcast for you.